Hey there, glad to have you joining us. Today, we're talking about safety. The team's goal is zero harm to individuals, zero harm to the environment, and zero harm to company property accidents and injuries. Jenfab Cleaning Solutions recognizes that our people drive the business. We value our employees not only as critical to business success, but also as human beings critical to the success of their family and the local community. This is the only time you will hear that our goal is zero. We want to carry out our mission with zero injuries. Jenfab is firmly committed to the safety of our employees. We will do everything possible to prevent workplace accidents, and we are committed to providing a safe working environment for all employees. The OSHA Act of 1970 prescribes that each employer shall furnish a place of employment which is free from recognized hazards which could cause injury or has the potential to cause death or other harm to employees. Each employee shall comply with occupational safety and health standards and all rules, regulations, and orders issued pursuant to this act which are applicable to his own actions and conduct. No duty, no matter what its perceived result, will be deemed more important than employee health and safety. Everyone has the authority to stop work whenever they feel their safety is at risk. Employees are expected to report any unsafe work practices or safety hazards encountered on the job. All accidents/incidents, no matter how slight, are to be immediately reported to the supervisor on duty. We owe it to our teammates to keep them safe. The primary responsibility of the employees of Jenfab Cleaning Solutions is to perform his or her duties in a safe manner in order to prevent injury to themselves and others. Become familiar with, observe, and follow safety guidelines. Before beginning special work or new assignments, review applicable and appropriate safety rules. If you are not sure, ask first. Everyone at Jenfab Cleaning Solutions must be involved and committed to safety. This must be a team effort where we have each other's back. Together, we can prevent accidents and injuries. We can keep each other safe and healthy in the work that provides our livelihood. It will be our responsibility to the team and their families to ensure everyone makes it home to their loved ones safely every day. Working safe is a condition of employment. Any work-related injury or suspected injury must be reported immediately to your supervisor or manager and to the safety coordinator. An accident report form must be completed. Failure to promptly report an injury may result in disciplinary action. Safety coordinator or human resources will issue a treatment authorization form if necessary. After each practitioner appointment, the employee must report to his/her supervisor or manager in human resources to review his/her progress. Jenfab Cleaning Solutions provides light-duty work for employees recovering from a work injury. Employees are required to return to light-duty work immediately upon release. An accident investigation will be conducted to determine the root cause of the accident. The injured employee will be asked to participate in the investigation. Employees are urged to report hazardous conditions and near-miss incidents to their supervisor or manager before injuries result. A near miss is where an accident could have occurred had luck not been in the favor of the employee. Any attempt to defraud Jenfab Cleaning Solutions with a false workers' compensation claim will result in disciplinary action. The case can also be referred to the district attorney for possible prosecution. In the event of any serious injury or fire, call 911. Send someone to the facility entrance to meet the fire department. If in doubt, call 911. Upon discovering a fire, alert others in immediate danger and initiate facility-wide fire alarm. When the evacuation signal is given, all employees should immediately turn off equipment, close doors, and evacuate to the designated evacuation area. Attendance will be taken into account for all personnel. Stay together in the group until further instructions are received. If you have been trained, you may choose to use a fire extinguisher. Do not attempt to fight any fire which is uncontained, too hot, too smoky, or if you are too frightened. Do not touch blood or any other bodily fluid during or following an incident. If you are trained to administer first aid, gloves and other barriers are located with the first aid equipment. If you think that you have been exposed to bodily fluid, notify your supervisor or manager immediately. Stay calm during emergencies. Think through your safety protocols and overall training. The company will do its best to give you proper training for emergency situations. Know the emergency numbers. Fire/police/ambulance 911. Know where the exits are located. Do not hesitate to call/alert others if you believe that an emergency is occurring. You will not get in trouble. Assembled in the back of the building by the storage containers, so first responders have uninhibited access to the parking lot. Do not attempt to fight the fire unless you are a trained emergency action team member. Alert other persons in the immediate hazard area. Activate a fire alarm. If you have been trained, you can decide to use a fire extinguisher following these instructions. When using a fire extinguisher, always stay between the fire and an exit. Stay low and back away when the fire is extinguished. Never feel that using a fire extinguisher is required. If the fire is too hot, too smoky, or you are frightened, evacuate. Use the pass system. Pull the pin. Aim at the base of the fire. Squeeze the trigger. Sweep side to side. Upon discovering a medical emergency, call 911. Report the nature of the medical emergency and location to a supervisor or manager. Stay with the person involved in the accident. Be careful not to expose yourself to bodily fluids unless properly trained and equipped to do so. Employees in the immediate vicinity of the emergency but not directly involved should leave the area. Human Resources will make any necessary notifications to family members of the person suffering the medical emergency. Jenfab has an AED. Only emergency action team members trained in using it should do. As an employee of Jenfab Cleaning Solutions, you have the right to access your medical records or exposure records. Records can be generated as a result of hazard control monitoring and testing. Records will be provided upon request from the safety/HR departments. We are in an area that experiences tornadoes and other severe weather on occasion. Safety will monitor weather. If a severe weather report is issued, he will immediately notify all managers and supervisors. Managers and supervisors are responsible for notifying their employees. Employees will shut down equipment and go to the designated storm shelter for safety. Designated areas are the restrooms and the panel shop. Safety will monitor the situation and make the determination when it is safe to resume work. Any employee who feels that he has been threatened should immediately report their concern to their manager and to Human Resources. If any person is observed exhibiting threatening behavior or making threatening statements, the person discovering the situation should warn others in the area and immediately notify their supervisor and Human Resources and stay away from the person exhibiting threatening behavior. Depending upon the level of concern, the police, 911, should be called immediately. Never attempt to confront any person exhibiting threatening behavior. Horseplay, practical jokes, etc. are forbidden. Employees are required to work in an injury-free manner displaying accepted levels of behavior. Conduct that places the employee or others at risk or which threatens or intimidates others is forbidden. The unlawful use, possession, purchase, sale, distribution, or being under the influence of any illegal drug or alcohol or the misuse of legal drugs while on company or client premises or while performing services for the company is strictly prohibited. Jenfab Cleaning Solutions also prohibits reporting to work or performing services on the clock while impaired by alcohol. Under the influence means a condition in which a person is affected by a drug or by alcohol in any detectable manner. The symptoms of influence are not confined to those consistent with misbehavior or to obvious impairment of physical or mental ability, such as slurred speech or difficulty in maintaining balance. For purposes of this policy, an alcohol concentration of 0.04 or greater will be considered under the influence of alcohol. The presence of any detectable amount of any illegal drug, illegal controlled substance, illegal drug metabolites, or alcohol in an employee's body system, while performing company business or while in a company facility, is prohibited. The self-nomination last chance agreement policy is available in an effort to retain employees in good standing who have a substance abuse issue. Employees can self-nominate to seek treatment prior to failing either a drug test or blood alcohol test. In lieu of terminating employment, Jenfab Cleaning Solutions provides the employee a final opportunity to agree to comply with all company policies and practices. Suspended without pay for a minimum of 5 working days. Must provide a negative test prior to returning to work. Should seek counseling and participate in the Employee Assistance Program. Follow medical advice as instructed. Agrees to unannounced random drug testing for up to 2 years. Repeated substance abuse/failed tests will result in immediate termination.